Spider-Man 2 is currently broken on PC. Spider-Man 2 just released a few days ago on Steam and it has some technical issues, some big ones. Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we will talk about Spider-Man 2 and my first impressions of the game on PC. Let's talk about the technical problems first, and then I will go over my experience with the game so far. I bought the game on launch a few days ago and I've had a mixed experience with the game so far. I've never played Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, so I was excited for this game to finally launch on PC. So on the 30th of January, I finally booted the game up, and during the first cutscene I already saw some weird texturing on the character faces. I put everything on max settings in 2K, the frame rates were not consistent and I searched throughout the net if any other people have some technical issues as well. And oh boy, a lot of people actually had similar problems. Right now it seems like that everything around ray tracing is a bit buggy, and the game might have a VRAM leak problem. Many people with a RTX 4090 had constant crashes during cutscenes and gameplay. I also experienced around 5 or 6 crashes during my nearly 8 hours of playtime so far in this game. When I had ray tracing functions enabled, I also had weird frame drops here and there, and the game didn't stabilize itself after that. There was a day 1 patch, but I can't say if it fixed some things because I had barely time to test the release version before the patch dropped. As current things stand, I can play the game without ray tracing just fine with stable 80 frames per second, but with ray tracing on, there are some problems with the game which I hope the devs will fix in an upcoming patch. On top of that, I still experience some crashes even without ray tracing being enabled, and I don't really know why. Spider-Man Remastered and Spider-Man Miles Morales run way better on PC, and it seems like that the port for Spider-Man 2 on PC is not really good optimized. Let's talk about my first impressions from the game itself. In Spider-Man 2 you will play either as Peter or Miles. Both have a different skill tree and you can use different abilities with both. The gameplay overall feels nice, there are some really nice combos you can do again in fights, it seems like that you have more room for interactions during fights with different objects, and the animations, especially Peter's new abilities, look top notch. But there are also old fighting animations which you already know from the old games. When you get into your first fights it feels like a Spider-Man game, and the game hits a good spot between old feeling and new elements. The biggest changes were made for traveling around. Both Spider-Man have a wingsuit now, and New York is in Spider-Man 2 much bigger than before. The loading times for fast travel improved a lot. That is also the reason why you might want to play Spider-Man 2 on an SSD. Visual-wise the game is more colorful than Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales. Apart from that, I don't really see a big improvement visual-wise, but I must say that even the old games with ray tracing on just looked amazing. A big improvement to the old games is that you have much more to do. You have more side quests, mini-games and real-time encounters or tasks in the open world where you need to help other people. The story seems fine so far. I can't say too much about the story because I only played around 8 hours so far. I heard from other people which already completed Spider-Man 2 on console that the story from Spider-Man Remastered was better, but I must say that the story from Spider-Man Remastered was really good, so it would be tough for this game to come close, but I'm excited to see where the game will go with its story. A cool thing in my opinion is that you will see many familiar faces during the first hours with Spider-Man 2, so you can immediately immerse yourself back into the Spider-Verse in New York. So overall Spider-Man 2 is gameplay wise, visual wise and story wise pretty good and seems like a good successor for the old game. But as I mentioned before, the technical aspect of the game is not good right now. There are crashes and VRAM problems probably caused due to a bad port and a bad ray tracing implementation. I will still play through the whole game and hope for some patches from the devs. Keep in mind that these are my first impressions of the game after 8 hours of playtime. If you already tested the game yourself, I would be happy if you would tell me about your experience so far with Spider-Man 2 on PC. Now, for the rest of the video I have some non-commentary gameplay for you so that you will get a first look on the game. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.
Kalt! Ich hab keinen Schall dabei. Dieser Stab kann uns zu Craven bringen.
Es ging hier nie um Craven. Bereit zum Feuern! Bewege nicht!
Die schicken einfach alles auf uns.
Das könnte mein letztes Leben sein.
Nein, wir bringen dich nach Paris. Deine Freundin braucht dich.
Du bist wirklich Spider-Man. Halt ihn ab!